Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to get all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle, elder, great millstone, rule, where been a great example to the young brothers in the truth. And peace and blessing to the hopefully lit. And this sit down, gonna go into be prepared to suffer, you know. And I'm gonna start off with Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahawah, prepare thy soul for temptation, you know. And that's why I'm naming it be prepared to suffer, because when you come to serve the Lord, unlike, you know, the churches and all these different things tell you that it's gonna be all calm, cool, and collect, you know, that's not the truth, you know. You're gonna be prosperous and all that. No, the Lord gonna try you, you know. It's not gonna be an easy walk when you come to serve the Lord. It's not gonna be all gravy, you know. But on this verse 2, set thy heart up outright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. So whatever you go through, you're supposed to take it cheerfully, you know. You don't supposed to start doubting, start being like, man, I don't wanna do this no more. I done lost my girl, my family, my car. You know, you still gotta serve the Lord no matter what, you know. I done lost my job. Just examples, you know. We gotta serve the Lord no matter what. Once you come in this truth, ain't no turning back, you know. Because the Lord doing these things for a reason. He trying us, you know. And before I get through, I'm going to go to Job, because Job is a perfect example of it, you know. Lord willing, you know. Back at 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So when you lose, when you start losing, or you not making the money you was making when you was in the world and stuff like that, you know, you can't lose your faith. You gotta be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And that if the Lord willing we are the elect, we gonna endure to the end, like the scriptures say. I'll bring the third through the fire, you know, and we gonna get the kingdom. And this little stuff we going through, you know, it ain't gonna compare to what we gonna receive in the kingdom. You know, better to go through it now than go through all hell during Jacob's trouble and then you end up getting put to death, you know. Verse 6, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and everlasting joy and mercy. And that's the kingdom, you know, because we gonna have everlasting joy and mercy, everlasting life, everlasting riches, and everlasting whatever we want. It ain't, you know, we're gonna be space traveling, all that, slaves. We're not gonna have to lift up our hand if we don't want to do nothing, unless we doing it for YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Verse 10, look at the generations of old, and see did ever any trust in Yahawah and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or who did he ever despise that called upon him? So we gotta go back through the scriptures and look how the Lord treated the our ancestors. You know, the Lord was always with them, no matter what. In Egypt, in all the captivity, in the Assyrian captivity, every captivity we've been through, all the stories in the Bible, the Lord was always with us. You know, even to this very day, even though He turned this, he turned His back on us and all that, He still was with us. You know, through the Spirit. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy and long suffering. That's why it feels like it's forever, because the Lord long suffering, so He gonna punish us. He can't just do it for He gotta make sure we understand what we done, you know. And His elect gonna understand, you know. We gonna understand clear. We gonna understand that this punishment is for a reason. We going through this because, going back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15, we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. So guess what? If you got a son and you love your son, say he running with the wrong people, you know, he in the streets doing this and that, and you catch him, you gonna beat his ass, but you ain't gonna be worried about them other kids, you know. You gonna chastising your son, but them other kids, you gonna be like, well, hey, I ain't worried about them, I'm worried about you. You my responsibility. And that's how the Lord is. That's why He whooping our ass. And that's what's happening right now. That's why we can't do what we want in this world. That's why we can't go what we want. That's why we still in slavery today, you know. It's a punishment. And very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and save in time of affliction. Woe be to the faithful, woe be to the fearful heart and the faint hands. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey His word, and they that love Him will keep His ways, you know. So the ones who fear the Lord, we gonna do what is told, you know. We gonna do what these scriptures telling us. We gonna obey this word. And if you love the Lord, you know you're gonna keep His ways to the best of your abilities. No, we can't keep them perfect, but you still can strive to do it right, you know. Strive to practice doing it right. When you mess up, you gotta be sorrowful. You gotta repent. You gotta cry out to the Lord and pray, you know. Not in the middle of the street so everybody can see you, in a closed environment so can't nobody hear your prayers, just you and the Heavenly Father. You know, get in your car. Close yourself up in the bathroom, in the closet, or an empty room, something like that, you know. And cry out to the Lord for forgiveness and mercy, you know. And with that, I'm going to go to Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1. That ain't right. I start at 5. Hebrews chapter 12, and I go to 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight, and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto YAHAWASHI, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahawah. So Yahawashi, he bare this cross. He finished. You know, he fulfilled what he had to do. Now he just waiting to come deliver us. You know, he bare this cross. He walked without sin. You know, he was that ultimate sacrifice for us. He died for our sins. You know, that's why I say we gotta bear our cross and go through the same thing. If the top man in Israel had to get put to death and suffer for 33 years, why not us, you know? Until the time be fulfilled, or however long we be in the truth, we gonna have to suffer too, you know, until to the end. Once you really come in this truth, the Lord gonna try you all kind of ways. Job slow up, your woman give you problems, all different kind of things gonna come at you. People, you start getting tickets, stuff you can't pay for, you know, all kind of different things start coming your way, and you can't understand it, but it's the Lord trying you, you know. Are you gonna faint, or are you gonna keep strong in the faith and keep pushing his word, you know? For consider him that endureth such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, strive against sin. Now this the main point I want right here. Verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, Yahawah dealeth with you as sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So the Lord gonna chasten his sons, you know. And I got a scripture I want to get, you know. And we know that Israel is his only begotten. The Lord not dealing with all nations. The Lord only dealing with us. So when you and not just us, it's just the elect of us, because 2/3 are our people, and 2/3 is a whole bunch of people. A lot of people, you know, gonna get put to death, and it ain't gonna be nothing you can do besides save yourself. The Lord finna turn into a dog eat dog world out here. Either it's gonna be like people gonna be like, either it's gonna be me or you, and they gonna be close relatives, stuff like that, you know. It's gonna be down to the nitty gritty. Parents eating their kids, all that. Kids turning against the parents, all that finna start happening out here. It's gonna be a whole bunch of anarchy. But this 2nd Exodus chapter 6 and verse 58, but and we know this talking about Israel, because all the other nations, the Lord not dealing with them. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess it? An inheritance with the world. How long shall this endure? And it's going to endure until the end. Until Yahawashi come back with the whole angels to come free us out of this captivity, you know. That's talking to us. That's why we in slavery. That's why we call ourselves Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know, we don't possess nothing in this world. That's why you got the Native Americans on reservations, and you got the the Hispanic tribes, they got the most fruitful land, but they oppressed in their own land, you know, because the so-called white man, he making all the money off the land, you know. We don't own nothing in this world. It all belongs to Esau Edom. Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. 1. I'm going to start at 1. Hear this word that hear this word that Yahawah hear this word that Yahawah hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up out the land of Egypt. So the Lord talking to all of us, you know, to all the 12 tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you confusing the faith scattered amongst the other nations. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. So since we broke the commandments, since we did this and we did that, we went against the Heavenly Father, he punished us. He whooping our ass. He chastising us. He scourging us, you know. So we got to endure to the end. We got to keep our faith, you know. Alright, that's pretty much it on it. Go back to Hebrews and get Hebrews 12 and 8, and that'll be it on it. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye back. I'm start back at 7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Verse 8. But if ye be without chastening, whereof all are partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. So basically, if you're not catching hell and you calling yourself woke or in the truth, and you know, and you ain't catching no kind of hell, you need to be worried. That's basically what it's saying. You need to be worried, because all the brothers, we all catching hell in some sort of form, you know. All us not catching the same hell, but we all going through a lot of different stuff, you know, that we got to battle with, you know. Yeah, but if you're not going through nothing, you might want to check yourself and see if you doing the right thing for YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Because once you come into this truth, he gonna chastise you. If you are the elect, he gonna chastise you. He gonna try you. Matter of fact, let me get that Zechariah. Because the Lord we gotta get brought through the fire. It ain't gonna be no easy walk. We gotta catch hell so we can get the glory of the Heavenly Father. And it's Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So the 1/3 is gonna live through all this, you know, all this destruction. Some people gonna get put to death, but they gonna see the kingdom. You know, we gonna be the first fruits. Put it like that. Some of us gonna get put to death, but we still gonna be the first ones in the kingdom. And you really not getting put to death. You just died on this side to be on the chariots when the Lord come back, you know. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahawah is my power. And that's what's gonna happen, you know. 1/3 of us, the elect, who he putting in that fire adversity, that's what he doing to us, you know. He trying us. Who gonna endure to the end? That's the whole question. Are you gonna endure to the end? You know, and the elect gonna endure to the end no matter what. You can't stop that. No matter what anybody try to do, they can't stop you from being elect, because the Lord selected you from the foundation of the earth, like the scriptures say. And this 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, that old man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, our spirit, For our light affliction, this just a light affliction. This ain't nothing compared to what we finna receive. All the destruction that's finna come to this earth is not gonna compare at all. It's gonna be like it say in I want to say that Psalms. It say it's gonna be like as if we dreamed. It's gonna be like, damn, that was a crazy dream I had. That's what it's gonna be like. All these different lifetimes of going through hell, it's gonna be like a bad dream. And we gonna wake up out of it, and we gonna be in the kingdom. Everybody gonna be balling. Everybody gonna be straight. Ain't gonna be no paying bills and all that. No, they gonna be paying us. Ain't gonna be no birth certificates and all that bullshit in the kingdom. No driver's license and rent and insurance. All that ain't, and we ain't gonna have none of that. No bills, no none of that. For our light affliction, which is but a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary. So this stuff that we see now, all this stuff temporary. This stuff finna go. But the things which are not seen are eternal. So this stuff that's coming, the stuff that we can't see, is eternal. It's going to be here forever. The riches, the glory, the slaves, it's going to be forever. It ain't going to be a couple thousand years. No, it's going to be forever. It's going to be unknown. We're going to live forever, literally. We not even going to count our age no more, because we going to get to adult, and we not going to age no more, It's just going to have babies, have millions of kids. We're going to fill up every planet in the solar system, and it's going to keep expanding, That's what's coming in the kingdom of heaven, and it's only for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And all you other nations, y'all gonna have y'all glory after 1,000 years, but y'all gonna be subject to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, and the Israelites. Y'all gonna be our slaves, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Because it's all about faith, man. We going off faith, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So that's what we walking in faith. We never seen Yahawashi. We never seen the king. We never, but we got faith that it's gonna come. We got faith in these words, We got faith in Yahweh. The words that he gave us. We got faith in the Comforter. This will comfort us when we down. We get in the scriptures, and it pick us back up. It lift us up out of that lower state. When we catching our head, we go through the scriptures. Damn, the Lord said this was gonna happen to me. Damn, he said that was gonna happen to me. Damn, this book real, And that's what keep us going. That's what keep us motivated in this truth. You gotta live what this book's saying. You can't just read it and be like, oh yeah, nah, you gotta live it. Like the elders were saying from Mississippi. You gotta live what's written in the book. Not just pretend. You gotta change your ways, all that. You gotta live what's written in the book. Bring it to life. The book is already us. That's us in this book, It ain't talking to all people in the world. It's talking to the Israelites, the elect of Israel. It ain't talking to everybody. It ain't even talking to 2/3 because they can't get it. Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 11. As for thee also, by the blood of the covenant, of thy covenant, I have sent forth the prisoners out of the pit, wherein is no water. Verse 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. And we those prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. So the Lord is gonna pay these devils back double for what they done to us. You know, all these other nations, they gotta pay, man. It's gonna be terrible for them and great for us. The saints shall cry aloud upon their beds. Why? Because we ain't gonna have to wake up and worry about no bill, no water bill, no light bill, no rent, no car. Hell, we gonna be driving in chariots after this, you know. The Lord say we all have chariots over our house to shield us from the basically the weather, roughly paraphrase. You know. We ain't gonna be putting gas in our chariots. We ain't gonna be polluting the air, destroying the earth. There ain't gonna be no more of it. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and chapter 2 and verse 3. Chapter 2, verse 3. Second Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach. You know, so we gotta endure this hardness as a good soldier. Death, losing everything you have, you know, being homeless, whatever come our way, we gotta endure it, you know. No matter what, we gotta still keep our faith in BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, you know. No matter what come our way, you know. That's why I say we storing up our riches in heaven by doing this work, because like I say, no matter what we go through, it's not going to compare to what we finna receive. These little bit of houses and these pitiful cars that we have, man, it's not going to compare to us having palaces and flying around in chariots, man. And having jewelry, all the what is called the precious stones, diamonds, pearls, all the gemstones, the expensive gemstones that people talk about diamonds like diamonds ain't nothing, man. We gonna have real gemstones that's worth more than diamonds, you know. This little stuff we going through ain't gonna compare, man. This little stuff that we have is worth losing, you know. At the end of the day, as long as we doing the right thing by BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, it's worth losing all this stuff, because he gonna reward us. Like I say, our reward gonna be great in the kingdom of heaven, you know. So we gonna be richer than the people who are the first fruits. We gonna be so rich, it's gonna be ridiculous, you know. Hey, eternal. It's gonna be eternal though. It's gonna be forever. It's not this kingdom that's finna be established, that's being established right in front of these devil faces. It's gonna be forever. And the Lord, like I say, the Lord's setting us up in front of their faces, and they see it, you know, but they can't do nothing. They can't make no move unless the Lord give them that decree to make their move. You know, everything on the Lord's program. Ain't nobody doing their own thing. Everybody following the will of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Acts chapter 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. To continue in the faith. And that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. You know, we gonna have to go through a lot of stuff. It's gonna be much tribulation compared to these bodies that we in, this flesh that we in. But it's still not gonna compare to the glory and the mercy and the everlasting joy that the kingdom gonna bring. Ain't gonna be no headaches, no colds, no nothing. The animals gonna even love us. You know, the animals gonna be above you nations. We gonna take better care of the animals than we take care of y'all. You know, we gonna be able to let our babies just go outside. Ain't nobody gonna bother. All that. I mean, it's gonna be this world we live in now. This some bullshit, man. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye at the straight gate. The straight gate is that path of difficulty, you know, obstacles. You know, it's not the same stress. That means the path of difficulty. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth into destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So that wide gate, that's Islam, Buddhism. Oh, the Lord love me, he know my heart, and all that Christianity bullshit. Oh, I'm gonna be saved. All I gotta do is keep the commandment. No, you gotta do what the book say. If you're a man, you're supposed to keep you're supposed to be teaching his word. You know, you're supposed to be doing the work. And if you're a woman, you're supposed to be in obedience with your husband. You know, doing what you can to help him to the best of your abilities. You know, while he serve the Lord, you know, and that's where your reward gonna come in. Likewise, the man, you serving the Lord to the best of your abilities, you know, while you slaving in Babylon and taking care of your family to the best of your abilities. But all these Islam and all these Israelites into all these different things, Caesar Borgia, Jesus Christ, all that bullshit. Look, the Lord is gonna y'all gonna fall in a deep ditch. Y'all ain't gonna be on that straight gate that the Lord have for the elect, you know. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So only 1/3 of us, the elect, gonna find it. 144,000, and the 1/3, you know, them the only people that's gonna find it. 144,000, and the rest of the 1/3. Everybody else, they gonna go through that wide gate. They gonna fall straight in the ditch, you know, straight into a fire pit, you know. But to the elect, we gonna find the Lord, you know. We gonna follow him. But pretty much, that's pretty much it. Prepare to suffer, you know, like the apostles say, you know. You gotta get used to suffering when you in this truth, because the Lord gonna try you, you know. He ain't bringing no superstars in here, people who ain't gotta worry about nothing. No, he bringing in people that's in a lower state, you know, so they can call upon him, you know. If you got $1 million, you ain't calling upon the Lord, you know. If you got all the kind of women in the world, you got all this different and that and this, and you living your best life on this side, the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. You know, if you're not suffering, the Lord ain't dealing with you. So be prepared to suffer. And with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to get all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, rule well, being a great example to the young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessings to the rest of the Akim, who pushing his word in sincerity and truth, you know. Shalom.